So I'll be going through how my robotics journey started in middle school, where I was first introduced into robotics up until now. And my parents could see that, and they could see my potential in that, so they encouraged me into joining the middle school robotics team. This is where I met my robotics coach, who also encouraged me to try out for my middle school's competition team. And when I finally made the team, I made the team as a programmer. I was also part of an all-girls team, so that kind of helped me see the place of a girl in STEM. We worked really hard in middle school, and then we won the design award at a state qualifying tournament to go to the state championship, and that is one of the top awards that you can win. And at the state championship, I won the Create Award to allow us to go to the World Championship. So in the end, it was a really successful middle school team, which kind of fueled my passion for robotics, and I wanted to see how I could continue it further in high school. So when I went to high school, I didn't go to the high school that all of my friends went to, so I was completely brand new at Northwood High School. And because of this, I could see that there was no robotics club at Northwood, and so I took it upon myself to create my own club, and I created the first VEX club at Northwood, and that year I was also the only freshman to create it. However, this did come with a bunch of problems because I went through a lot of struggles to get funding, to fund for the club, to get parts, and so I couldn't teach the students there exactly how to build because I didn't have the parts to show them. And so I would go and make lesson plans about practicing how to build, going and teaching how to program, and these lesson plans were to kind of teach about robotics and just kind of spread awareness about it. So the natural next step was to create a competition team, since I did come from a competition background. So this is when I tried to start creating a competition team for Northwood. My first year, we couldn't compete because there was no time to create a team and also get the funding for parts and everything. So like I said, I made lesson plans to kind of spread awareness about robotics. But in my second year, I was able to finally set up a team by gathering people that were interested in participating. However, there was no funding, so we got delayed again. And this is where I met with the IUSD CTE instructors to kind of create a plan for funding. And though I didn't find a willing advisor, that's where I met Coach Iris, who helped create a private team, which you see here today. With this private team, we won multiple awards the first year, and we also gained recognition from top teams and high judges on our design and perseverance throughout the tournaments. And that was a really big step in our journey. And so today, we are continuing on improving our performance, and this is done by enhancing our robots, reflecting on our progress, and iterating through solutions to find the most efficient way to solve the year's problem. And by continuing to improve, we're aiming to apply ourselves during tournaments and win high-level awards so we can progress towards the state and world championships. So if you look behind, you can see our robots for this year, and those have gotten us a lot of awards. Thank you.
All of you for coming out today, which really means a lot to us and Coach Iris and our teammates. So, yeah. When you think of robotics, you often think about coding, building funky parts and robots. But there's something else that you don't think of. It's social media. So today I'm going to be talking about how social media should and can be used in the robotics and STEM space. I remember in 8th grade, before joining the team, when my brother was on the team and a few guys here, our Instagram had less than 50 followers. We had around 27. And now we were able to grow that social media to around 2,300 followers. Now, why is this important and how can we use that? Now, the truth is that it's not a mandatory thing to have, but it is very beneficial. For example, we can use that for funding. A robotics team and a STEM team has a lot of money and needs a lot of funding to be successful. For example, we were able to receive a $1,500 sponsorship from Black Research Foundation and a $500 sponsorship from Juliet Dresses. Now, why is that good? Because we need money, like I said again. With this social media, we were able to also receive some attention. With this attention, at our first robotics event, we were invited to go to Taiwan, just because of our name and because of how popular we were on social media. Now, what is another thing you can use it to? It's to inspire and to use it to talk to other people. You can use social media to help you grow and only benefits you more. But you can also use it for your team and brand to create a positive environment for those who want to join. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Brenden.
Hello everyone, my name is Kailey, and I'll be sharing my 6-year journey in FLL and VEX Robotics. I actually started robotics back in 4th grade, and I'll be honest, it wasn't totally my idea. My mom really wanted me to try it, and at first I was really hesitant because I didn't find it that interesting, and honestly, I was a little bored when I started it. I didn't feel especially excited or confident, and I wasn't sure why people liked it so much. But staying with it over time is what turned that initial curiosity into a real experience. As I stayed in FLL, I learned things that go far beyond building a robot. I learned how to work with a team, how to explain my ideas clearly, and how to adjust when sometimes things didn't work. FLL also taught me that failure is a normal part of the process, and it's not something to be afraid of. The focus on collaboration, presentations, and core values really shaped how I approach challenges today. I transitioned to VEX when I got to high school, and that change felt overwhelming at first. Everything was more difficult. The pace was faster, the expectations were higher, and there was a lot more independence involved. It pushed me out of my comfort zone, and it forced me to think more critically under pressure. That transition is what helped me become more confident in my problem solving, as well as being more comfortable taking responsibility for my role. Over time, robotics gave me opportunities to step into leadership in different ways. I've been able to lead in programming, take on responsibility as a driver, and support my teammates when they needed help. Through that, I learned that leadership isn't about knowing everything. It's about listening, communicating, and helping the team move forward together. Those experiences helped me grow into a more confident leader. Robotics definitely came with challenges. Working together as a team isn't always easy, and learning how to communicate and compromise took time. There were also challenges with time limits. Balancing school, schedules, and the meetings was not simple. But those obstacles taught me patience, flexibility, and persistence. Girl powered matters because it helps change who feels welcome in spaces like robotics. When girls are encouraged to participate, lead, and stay involved, it changes the culture of STEM. Programs and events like this show that girls can be builders, programmers, drivers, and leaders at every level. But thank you.
My name's Andrew, and I'd like to share what I think is most valuable about robotics. So when I first joined robotics, I thought it was all about building machines, like gears, code, and competition. But very quickly, I realized robotics was not about robots. It was about the people. In the beginning, I struggled. I didn't always understand the code, my designs didn't always work, and sometimes I felt frustrated when things always failed. But what kept me going was my team. We learned to fail together, grow together, and work together. Over time, I became more confident, not just technically, but personally. I started to understand that leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about being willing to listen, to explain patiently, and to support others when they feel stuck, just like I once was. As new members joined the team, I saw themselves in me. I remembered what it felt like to be overwhelmed by unfamiliar tools and complex problems. So instead of simply telling them what to do, I focused on helping them understand why we do things a certain way by doing it with them. I encouraged questions from them, and I will always wouldn't have an answer, but we always work together to figure something out. One of the most meaningful moments for me was watching new teammates solve problems independently for the first time. using something I maybe told them. For example, our new team members for this season, Francis and Saharsh, were able to come up with ideas by themselves. This is an impressive feat for just being 1 year on the team. Then a couple meetings later, Neil, the MC, you guys all love, was able to make an impressive idea that was a heavy impact to our pod this season, which is right there. At that moment, I realized that leadership is not about standing in front, but about lifting others up alongside myself. Robotics taught me technical skills, but more importantly, it taught me about collaboration, communication, and responsibility. It taught me that progress happens fast when everyone feels valued and supported. Through robotics, I didn't grow just as an engineer. I grew as a teammate, a mentor, a leader, and a better human being. And this is an experience that will stay with me far beyond the competition field. So think maybe about joining your local school team or a private team. It allows you to have connections with others and valuable friendships that could be created through robotics. Thank you.